Have you ever felt tired in a way that sleep just doesn't fix? Or noticed a little swelling in your ankles and brushed it off as just getting older? What if I told you that these seemingly harmless signs could be your body whispering a serious warning that your kidneys, those quiet workers inside your lower back, might be struggling? 1 in 10 adults worldwide live with chronic kidney disease, and most don't even know it until the damage is far advanced. That's the frightening part. Kidneys fail silently. But here's the hopeful truth. If you catch the signs early, you can protect them, slow down the disease, and often reclaim years of strength and independence. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Channel Vital Science for Seniors. Today, I want to walk with you through 10 powerful warning signs your kidneys may be failing, and what you can do about it before it's too late. When kidneys start to struggle, one of the earliest clues is a deep, dragging fatigue that feels different from ordinary tiredness. Imagine your body as a busy city and your kidneys as the sanitation department. When they're working well, waste is cleared away quietly, day after day. But when that department goes on strike, trash piles up in the streets. In your body, that trash is waste in the blood, and the result is exhaustion that seeps into your bones. I once cared for a woman named Margaret, a retired teacher in her early 70s. She told me, "Dr. Brian, I feel like I'm walking through mud every day." Tests later showed her kidneys were producing less of a hormone called erythropoietin, which normally tells your body to make red blood cells. Without enough red blood cells, the body can't carry oxygen properly, and fatigue becomes relentless. A study from the National Kidney Foundation found that nearly 70% of people with chronic kidney disease report this kind of overwhelming weakness. So if you notice exhaustion that doesn't match your activity or sleep, it may be your kidneys raising a red flag, asking you to listen before the damage grows deeper. Your urine can act like a secret messenger from your kidneys, offering clues about what's happening inside. Normally, it should look pale yellow, almost like straw in the summer sun. But when the kidneys are under stress, that color can shift dramatically. I remember a gentleman named Robert who came to see me worried that his urine had turned the shade of weak tea. He thought it was just dehydration, but tests showed blood seeping into his urine because his kidney filters, called nephrons, were damaged. Brown, orange, or reddish tones can all point to problems. Sometimes it's blood, other times protein or waste slipping through where it shouldn't. Even very clear, water-like urine can be a signal that your kidneys can't concentrate waste properly, often linked to diabetes or advanced kidney trouble. A 2022 study in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases reported that 20–30% of chronic kidney patients experience blood in the urine, a sign often ignored until it becomes serious. So if you notice sudden or persistent changes in color, don't brush it off as a minor quirk. Think of it as your kidneys quietly waving a flag, asking for attention before the problem becomes louder and harder to reverse. One of the most overlooked kidney warning signs is how often you find yourself walking to the bathroom. Healthy kidneys strike a delicate balance, filtering just enough fluid and waste to keep you comfortable. But when they start to falter, that balance slips. Some people notice they're urinating more often, especially at night, waking up again and again. Others may see the opposite. The stream slows or the volume shrinks, even though the body is still holding on to waste. I recall a patient named Ellen who laughed nervously when she told me she knew every bathroom in her local grocery store because she couldn't shop for more than 15 minutes without needing one. Yet another patient, John, noticed his legs swelling even though he was urinating less, a sign that fluid was backing up. Research shows that up to 70% of those with advanced kidney disease experience these changes in frequency or volume. It's easy to dismiss. After all, bathroom habits shift with age, fluid intake, or even caffeine. But when the pattern is new, persistent, or paired with swelling, fatigue, or changes in urine color, it's your body's way of saying the kidneys need help. Frequency isn't just a nuisance, it can be a warning sign. Sometimes the warning sign shows up in the toilet bowl itself, in the form of bubbles that don't quickly disappear. A little froth now and then might come from a forceful stream, but if your urine consistently looks foamy, it could mean protein is leaking out. Think of your kidneys as sieves designed to let waste pass while holding on to precious things like protein. When those sieves weaken, protein slips through, creating a foam that clings. I once treated a woman named Clara who noticed this change but ignored it for months, thinking it was harmless. By the time she mentioned it, her protein levels were high enough to cause swelling in her ankles and fatigue in her daily life. Studies suggest about 1 in 5 people with chronic kidney disease experience proteinuria, protein in the urine. Left unchecked, this not only signals kidney damage, but can also lead to dangerous complications like high blood pressure. While occasional bubbles can happen from dehydration or a strong stream, persistent foam is different. It's as if your kidneys are whispering, "I'm losing what I should be protecting." Listening early can mean the difference between protecting kidney function and watching it quietly slip away. Your kidneys aren't just filters. They're also guardians of balance, keeping salt and water in harmony. When they falter, that balance tips, and suddenly water escapes into the tissues where it doesn't belong. This is why swelling, what we call edema, can show up in your ankles, feet, hands, or even face. I remember meeting a retired bus driver named Harold who came in wearing slippers 2 sizes too big. His shoes no longer fit because his legs and feet were puffy and heavy. He thought it was just poor circulation, but his kidneys were struggling, letting salt and water build up. Research in 2022 estimated that about 20% of people with chronic kidney disease experience this type of swelling. What struck Harold most wasn't just the puffiness, it was the loss of comfort. The way walking to the mailbox felt like dragging sandbags. Edema is more than cosmetic. It signals that the filters are clogged, the balance is broken, and the body is holding on to water it should have released. While mild swelling can be brushed off, especially in hot weather, persistent or worsening edema deserves medical attention. It may be your kidneys showing you their distress in the language of puffiness and weight. Few people connect shortness of breath with kidney problems, yet the link is powerful. When kidneys can't clear fluid properly, that extra water doesn't just stay in the ankles. It can seep into the lungs, turning each breath into hard labor. I once cared for Maria, a grandmother who loved gardening. She told me she could no longer walk through her rose bushes without pausing to catch her breath. Her heart was strong, but her kidneys were allowing fluid to collect in her chest, a condition called pulmonary edema. Another hidden reason is anemia. When kidneys fail, they produce less of the hormone that signals your body to make red blood cells. Fewer red cells mean less oxygen delivered, leaving you winded even after mild exertion. The Journal of the American Society of Nephrology published research showing about 15% of people with chronic kidney disease experience lung congestion. Breathlessness feels frightening, and rightly so. It's a warning your body is being starved of oxygen or drowning in fluid. While aging, weight, or heart problems can play a role, if you're noticing new or worsening breathlessness, especially alongside swelling or fatigue, your kidneys might be the silent culprit hiding behind your struggle to breathe freely. Most people imagine kidney disease as silent, but sometimes it speaks through pain. This pain often shows up in the back, just beneath the ribs, or radiating toward the sides. I'll never forget George, a retired mechanic who came to me complaining of a dull ache that flared into sharp spasms. At first, he thought it was simply a pulled muscle, but scans revealed kidney stones blocking the flow of urine. Others may feel discomfort from infections or inflammation, as tissues become irritated by the buildup of waste. Studies suggest that as many as 1 in 10 adults will experience kidney stones at some point in their lives, and for those with weakened kidneys, the risk is even higher. What makes kidney pain distinct is its persistence. It doesn't fade with stretching or rest. Sometimes it's sharp and sudden, other times a steady gnawing ache. Either way, it's the body's way of saying the filters are under siege. Ignoring that signal can allow small issues to grow into emergencies. If you notice back pain that doesn't behave like ordinary soreness, especially if it comes with fever, nausea, or urinary changes, it's worth checking. Pain is your kidney's way of raising their voice when whispers aren't enough. When kidneys weaken, the effects aren't limited to the body, they can cloud the mind as well. Imagine your brain as a bright window. Normally, your kidneys keep that glass clean by filtering out toxins. But when waste like urea and creatinine build up, it's as though soot begins to coat the glass, dimming the light. Patients describe this as brain fog, a frustrating haze where memory slips, focus drifts, and even simple tasks feel overwhelming. I think of Anne, a book lover in her late 60s, who told me she could no longer follow the plot of her favorite novels. Tests revealed her kidneys were allowing waste to linger in her bloodstream, affecting her clarity. Studies show that up to 80% of people with advanced kidney disease experience some level of cognitive decline, often overlooked as just getting older. But the culprit may be uremia, anemia, or electrolyte imbalances, all tied back to kidney function. This fog can rob people of independence, making daily life harder and more isolating. Yet it's also a signal, a call to action. When the mind feels murky in ways that sleep, rest, or coffee cannot fix, it may be your kidneys quietly asking for attention before the haze thickens further. Muscle cramps can seem harmless, the kind of thing you might blame on dehydration or a long walk. But when kidneys begin to fail, cramps can become frequent, painful reminders that your body's delicate chemistry is off balance. Healthy kidneys carefully regulate electrolytes like calcium, potassium, and magnesium. When that system falters, nerves misfire, muscles contract suddenly, and the pain can take your breath away. I recall treating Samuel, a retired farmer, who would wake up at night with his calves twisted in knots, unable to straighten his legs. Beyond cramps, kidney disease can also stir up bone pain. That's because failing kidneys struggle to balance calcium and phosphorus, weakening bones over time. Studies show up to 40% of people with chronic kidney disease develop bone complications, making fractures more likely. Samuel described it best when he said, "It feels like my body's scaffolding is crumbling." These cramps and aches are not just nuisances of aging. They're signals that the kidneys are failing to maintain the mineral harmony every cell relies on. When these signs appear, especially alongside fatigue or swelling, it's a strong reminder to seek help, because bones and muscles are speaking the language of kidney distress. Few symptoms feel as maddening as persistent itching, especially when it has no clear cause. For many with kidney problems, this isn't just dry skin. It's a signal that toxins are building up in the bloodstream, irritating nerve endings in the skin. I remember caring for Ruth, a soft-spoken grandmother who scratched at her arms so much she could no longer sleep peacefully. Lotions didn't help, and allergy pills offered no relief. Tests revealed her creatinine levels were high, showing her kidneys were struggling to filter waste. The result was pruritus, a relentless itch often linked with advanced kidney disease. Studies suggest this affects a large percentage of patients on dialysis, but it can begin earlier too. What makes it unique is its persistence. It's not tied to weather, detergents, or insect bites, but to the deeper chemistry of the body. Over time, the scratching can leave marks on the skin, but the real issue is inside. The kidneys unable to clear toxins as they should. If you find yourself battling unexplained itching, especially with other symptoms like swelling or fatigue, it's worth asking your doctor to check your kidney health. Sometimes the body speaks through the skin, begging us to look deeper for answers. When suspicions rise about kidney trouble, the good news is that a few simple tests can uncover the truth early. A blood test can measure creatinine and blood urea nitrogen, waste products that reveal how well the kidneys are clearing toxins. Doctors also estimate the glomerular filtration rate, or GFR, a score that shows how efficiently blood is being filtered. Urine tests can detect protein or blood, signs that the kidneys' filters are leaking. Imaging such as ultrasound, CT scans, or MRI can reveal blockages, stones, or structural changes. None of these tests are painful or complicated, yet they offer a powerful window into kidney health, often catching problems before they advance too far. Early testing is the doorway to protecting kidney function, allowing treatment and lifestyle changes to slow or even halt progression. The sooner you know, the more options you have to reclaim control. Protecting your kidneys doesn't always mean drastic changes. It's often about steady, everyday choices. Managing blood pressure and blood sugar is crucial, since these are the two biggest threats to kidney function. I often remind patients that every balanced meal, every walk around the block, is like giving their kidneys a shield. Staying at a healthy weight helps too, because extra pounds make the kidneys work overtime. A diet for kidney disease often focuses on moderation, choosing low potassium foods when needed, cutting back on excess salt, and leaning on fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Hydration is another quiet hero, keeping waste flowing smoothly, though it's best guided by your doctor if fluid restriction is needed. Smoking, on the other hand, is a true villain. It narrows blood vessels and suffocates kidney tissue. And perhaps most important, get regular checkups. Small changes in urine or blood tests can be caught early, giving you the best chance to protect kidney health. If there's one message I want you to carry with you, it's that kidney disease does not have to steal your independence or your joy. Even the smallest steps, paying attention to unusual fatigue, watching for changes in urine, eating wisely, and keeping up with regular checkups, can change the course of your health. I've seen patients who felt hopeless discover new strength simply because they caught the signs early and acted. Your body is always speaking, and your kidneys, though quiet, are part of that conversation. Listen to them, nurture them, and remember that it is never too late to protect kidney health and reclaim energy, clarity, and peace of mind. I'm Dr. Brian, and I thank you for spending this time with me on Vital Science for Seniors. If you found this message helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, because someone you love might need these words today.